my channel. My name is Karina and I am an SLPA sharing my family, speech, and lifestyle here on YouTube. This video is kind of like a life update sort of thing, how I have been doing at my new job. So if you do keep up with me, have seen any of my recent videos, or follow me on Instagram at Speech with Guy, I did switch positions. I switched jobs. I am still an SLPA. I am now mostly working with pre-K, and let me tell y'all, it has been a big shift. Luckily, like, I really do enjoy my job and I've always really liked working with kids. I say luckily because like before this, I really thought I knew it all. You know, I thought I have all the experience. I've worked in early intervention, which is birth to 3 years old. I've worked with kinder to 12th grade. I've worked with some pre-K. I didn't have like all the knowledge with pre-K. Now, when I got this job and I found out that I was going to be working with pre-K, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, I was super excited because I thought, I'm also a mom. You know, I'm a toddler mom. I have a 3-year-old or almost 3-year-old at home. I know what that's like. I have the patience for it. Girl, it's just really different. A huge shift, at least for me. In the school setting, I've always kind of worked with vocabulary and like WH questions. I've done a lot of pragmatics. But all of these goals were kind of academic centered. Think about it, like when they're in 3rd grade, they start taking the state tests, right? And even in 2nd and 1st grade, I was already working closely with the teachers to see, okay, what are your words this week? Because they got to learn these and they have to learn X, Y, Z, right? So I felt kind of pressured to center my speech therapy sessions around academics. I just found that that's how they got the most benefit out of it, you know, in the school setting. Now with pre-K, you know, having that same mindset is like completely useless because with pre-K, they are not, you know, doing these state tests. In pre-K, like, they're not really testing for dyslexia or anything. In pre-K, it's really, I mean, if you think about it, like, these kids are coming to speech therapy at 3 years old and 4 years old because they can't talk very much, or they're not being understood, or there's something else going on at this stage where it's already kind of known, hey, like, we really need speech therapy. Again, versus in the like older grade levels, you know, 3rd grade and on, it's more like in addition to something already present. I think it's important to break up my caseload to you all to 2 groups. So I have like the speech caseload on the campus that I'm working at, and then I also have what's called walk-ins, and these are students or kids that come in with their parents, and their parents are bringing them to speech therapy. You know, a lot of the times I'm finding that these parents kind of are way more interested in what can I do at home. And not to say like the kids that are at school don't feel this way, they probably do at this young age. However, the walk-ins I'm getting really close to, because after every session I go out and I'm, you know, returning your kid to you and I'm giving you an update on how they did. I'm letting you know kind of what we did in speech therapy, how they can continue this at home. So I'm developing a much closer relationship with these walk-ins versus the parents of, you know, the kids on campus. And that sounds really, really wrong, but it's how it is. That's important just to kind of note throughout this video. I want to tell you, like, the number one thing, once again, is that the shift in my practice. So with all that knowledge that I thought I had, you know, it wasn't very difficult to immediately begin speech therapy. I've been doing this for years. However, I did feel weird, I'm not gonna lie, like the first few weeks, because here I was, you know, again, coming from more of like an academic sort of standpoint, and I'm here like describing words like for a volcano. I'm having kids define what a volcano means, where you might find it. Like, I'm categorizing these things and I'm describing these things that don't really matter to 3 and 4-year-olds. Okay, so that was like one point. One shift or one change that I really had to make was like, okay, what's age appropriate? Because a volcano probably isn't at this point. That's not something they're gonna look at. So while it's important, it's not something they need to know right now. Like, I have to question, what do they need to know now? What's important? What's something that they're going to see every day and they need to know what it means or what it does, how it functions? Those are questions I have to ask myself now. Number 2, I have to question kind of often, like, is what I'm doing appropriate for this child? I feel like I'm almost doing a disservice if I am not playing with these children. I feel like at this age, it is way too much to ask for them to sit down and play a game of Uno, right? A lot of them don't understand the concept. I feel like I'm having to redirect them a lot. A lot of them want frequent breaks. They want to be up, they want to be jumping, they want to be building and just playing overall. I'm just really done overall like with flashcards. It's not something that's really working for me. It's not something that's working for them. So that's a big pro in my opinion. I find it very, very fun now. Not to say I didn't in the past, I still like what I do. However, with pre-K, it's a lot of play. And I have to incorporate, you know, a lot of my speech sort of lessons into this play activity. And so I'm finding that a lot of what I'm doing is really seen at home already. It's stuff that I'm doing at home with my son. It's stuff that I have done in the past, and I just feel like I'm emphasizing it more, you know, with these kids. Think about it, because again, like these are kids that really need that speech. Like they need those core words, they need that output, they need to be able to just communicate their basic needs and wants in the classroom setting. So that's been like a really big shift in my practice, and I would say like there's a lot of pros to it. The biggest one that I have seen and I'm really excited about is that I'm starting to plan and prep activities. When you're in the school setting already, for example, if I have little Sammy in kinder, I can't use the same lessons with her when she's in first grade. It just doesn't work like that. But in pre-K, I can reuse these lessons and go back to them in the same story, in the same activities, because I'm likely going to get a different caseload next year because they're going to continue into kinder and first grade, right? I did touch on the other pro, which is lots of play. When I walked into the speech room for the first time on the first day of this job, I was so excited because I saw a play kitchen, I saw lots and lots of crafts, I saw lots and lots of board games and just age-appropriate games once again. And there's also so many books already here, so I was so excited about that. If you know me, you know I loved reading to my kids. I truly do. I aim for 5 books a day. That's my big number. It doesn't always happen, and I know that sounds crazy to some people, but it's just, it helps a lot in vocabulary. So to be able to do that with pre-K and, you know, start off with the book maybe and then incorporate an activity has been really great too. Transferring all of this from like my motherhood experience, my 3 years of motherhood experience, into speech therapy, and it's been really, really fun to see. But yeah, like the crafts that I'm making now, like if you've seen any of my previous videos, I used to never be a prepping materials kind of girl. I was like, that's useless, that's pointless, there's not much to do. That's not for me. Oh man, go potty. Hi, Rio. Okay, so yes, I've never been like a prepping materials kind of girl. Again, like I just found it so useless. I was like, there's way too many goals, there's way too many speech groups, way too many mixed groups, you know what I mean? I just found it like, it's impossible to plan for all of these groups. Even though I did it for years and years, there was just no way that I could really find the time to sit down and do it, and it wasn't fun. It felt like additional work, and I thought if I'm doing work outside of my work, like I'm not having fun. So I was very strict, and I made that boundary like from the beginning. My work will stay at the school, and I am not going to bring that home, especially being like a new mom at the time. I didn't want that to get fuzzy. I wanted that clear boundary. Like when I'm home, it's time for my kids and my family.
I can see.
Oh, you can see right here. You want to see outside, that's fine.
Hi.
Leave it here. Hi. Really cool thing has been like, you know, been able to bring all of my findings home. What I mean by that is like, I'm able to see where my son is at in comparison to these students in pre-K, and I get to see like what they're learning in the class and what can I do at home to get him at that point. For example, like learning his colors, learning his name, the letters, the alphabet, the sounds they make, like all these things. I feel like it's really, really pushed me to do homeschool even more. Now, on the opposite end, you could say that one of the cons could be prepping materials. Like you're gonna need additional, you know, laminating paper, you're gonna need the Velcro dots, you might need a binder, you may need the laminating pouches, like that's kind of additional stuff. But so far, I'm liking it. It's not like it takes a whole lot of time. It's stuff I'm able to do early in the morning or in between sessions, on my lunch break sort of thing. The biggest con, truly, that I can think of, and I mean this like in a lighthearted way, is I'm using a lot of Kleenex and I'm using a lot of hand sanitizer in the speech room. And that's just because, you know, if you know, you know, little ones carry a lot of little germs. And so, especially right now, like during this flu season, I'm being extra cautious with my babies at home and washing my hands. I'm having them wash their hands, I'm having them blow their nose, cough in your mouth sort of thing. So That's really the only big con that I can think of. I'm so excited, I really am, about this like new job. It's been great. It's a very different approach. Not only like with me, I am able to see the other SLPA that I work with go into the classroom, and she really pushes in and incorporates a whole lesson like into the classroom, and I think it's great. I mean, she's getting that one-on-one time with the kids. She's getting that one-on-one time with the teacher. That's when she can do, any speech consult, tell the teacher about their progress or talk about how they're doing. The teachers keep the kids in check, in the classroom. It's been great. I feel like I'm learning a whole lot, and I can't believe it. I feel like I've unlocked a new level just working in pre-K, and it's really cool. Aside from just the job, I feel very grateful for this new position just because it has really helped me see where parents are lacking that support, you know what I mean? Because now that I am working with the walk-ins and I am getting that more individual time with parents and getting to communicate with them face to face, not just over the phone, not just over a progress report, I'm getting to see them every single session and summarizing what we did and how they're doing at home, how it's carrying over. I'm really able to see where people need that support. So for example, in articulation, right? Some parents are really lost as to what to do or how to build vocabulary or how to work with K and G. While I can provide as much support as I can, at the end of the day, they're only coming to me once or twice a week. I feel like lately I'm just really being pushed to provide that extra support for these families. And so this upcoming break, I'm excited to try out. I'm thinking like I'm gonna do a sort of gallon bag, right? Ziploc bags. And in it, I'm gonna provide printouts, basic printouts that I can share with these families and have them do over Christmas break, especially because I don't want to see a digression. Is that the right word? I don't want to see them go down in their progress. You know what I mean? I want them to continue to do well, and I want to report that. I want to share, oh my gosh, after break, whatever you did at home has been helping, because I want to really help these families, and I want them to not feel there's a big bridge between SLPAs, SLPs, and the time at home, because they really go hand in hand. If you are someone who's on the same boat, like going between one SLPA job to another SLPA job, or you're someone who wants to work in pre-K, please leave your questions and comments in this video. If you liked it as well, please leave a thumbs up on this video and subscribe to my channel as well. It'll mean so much to me. I will catch you in my next one. Bye.